Make sure page 24 of your packets, we're going to resume here our discussion on sine, cosine, and tangent. Just because of how much time we had yesterday, I didn't make a big point of this. This can only be used in right triangles. You cannot use this on any type of triangle you want. This is SOHCAHTOA, sine, cosine, tangent, is only reserved for right triangles only, like Pythag, like Hills and Sass, like your 30, 60, and 45, 45 rules. All right. So I gave you guys a device yesterday. All right. Pocahontas' brother is named SOHCAHTOA. That'll help you remember how to write these ratios. All right. Again, I can't help you spell it. That's on you. All right. When we get back from break and have that quiz. All right. So we take a look at number one. We went through all the ideas. Hills and Sass. It's not even the diagram. Why can't I use Pythag? I don't know anything about JL. Why can't I use 3060? It's not even that triangle, and why not 45-45? It's not even that type. So now I'm down to SOHCAHTOA. Right? I go from the acute angle, never the right angle. I go from the acute angle that's given in the problem, which in this case is 47. And I label the other two sides that are given. So let me go. I'm going to turn it over to you guys today. We got a little more time to work. Here we go. Number 11. What side is the X? How would I describe that side to the 47? That's the adjacent side. And how about the 234 feet? That's the opposite side. Yes, indeed. So you have the opposite and the adjacent side. So either by, bless you, by remembering it or using SOHCAHTOA, what ratio can be found given the opposite and adjacent side? Here you go. 20. What side can I find? All right, perfect. How about 23? Tan, short for tangent. All right, I want you guys to start talking the vocabulary too. Tangent. So I'm going to use the tangent ratio, abbreviated TAN. The tangent of J, which I know is 47 degrees. That ratio, 30. Opposite over adjacent. What's the opposite side that we labeled? 234 over X. Many of you suggested to solve this, make it into a proportion by putting tangent of 47 over 1 and cross multiplying. So we end up with 234 equal to tangent of 47 times X. How do I get the X out of there? Here we go, 21. How do I get the X out of there? No, you guys are on fire, huh? How about 25? How do I get the X out of there? Good. Please divide by tangent of 47, not 47. Tangent of 47 is an actual number. So divide both sides by the tan of 47. And you guys can go right to your calculators, and tangent of 47 is programmed into your calculator. So you can get a fraction template up. And do 234 over the tangent of, what was it, 47? Close it up. Make sure I'm in degree mode. Yep. And there will always be rounding directions, I'm sure. In this case, nearest tenth. So that side is going to be nearest tenth, 218 point. 218 point. Yeah, oh, 100th. Okay, I'm sorry. We updated it, huh? So 218.21. There we go. 218.21. Got it. Thank you. Okay. Questions? Because I will give you 5-6 minutes right now to do 2, 3, and 4, and we'll go and see what you ended up with. So go right ahead, work with your group, work with people around you. That's fine. 5-6 minutes. Let's start with 11. Number 2, what function did you use? Sine, cosine, or tangent? 11. What's that? Cosine. Everyone should have used cosine, yes? And x is equal to what here? What do we get? 92.28. Okay. Others, we are right there? Okay, next up on problem number 3. Let's hear from 14. What do we end up with? Use sine. Yes, you do. X equals. Everyone, anybody have an issue there? And the final one, number 4. I tried, as you can see, to make sure you used all of them. Number 10, what did you use? Tangent. Yes, should have used sine, cosine, and tangent on all 3. And how about the value of x, nearest hundredth? 12.23. How do we look? Okay, so we're pretty comfortable here. We're all right there? Because now all I'm going to do today is, hey, I'm going to attach a word problem to it. And you got to set up sine, cosine, tangent on your own. Again, not a big deal. And once again, yes, there he is. Okay, just some history behind it. We did change it. It used to be Janet's house, but we changed it to Big Al's. All right, much better change, I hope. All right, much better change. Actually, it's not. It's Janeth. Janneth. Janeth. Okay. I don't know, but we changed it. Miss Venezia and I were like, nope, now it's Big Al's house. He's taking over. All right. All right, here we go. If you read through it, bus drops off at the corner of 8th Street and 1st Street. Perfect. Approximately 300 feet from the school. You plan to walk to your friend Big Al's house to work on a project. Who knows what that project is? How many feet will you have to walk from the school to Big Al's house? Round your answer to the nearest foot. So what am I asking? Now I don't put an X on here. I'm going to have you put it on yourself. What part of that right triangle is going to be the distance from the school to Big Al's house? The hypotenuse. Yes, we are going to solve for the hypotenuse here. And you guys already said that's hypotenuse. And see our acute angle, 41 degrees. What's the 300 that I gave you? Opposite. All right. So now I'm going to ask somebody, what function can I use out of the 3 with opposite and hypotenuse? 15. Which one can I use? Sine. Thank you. Yeah. So at least it's better. At least you didn't say sin. So it's progress for me. So the sine, I'm going to need somebody to set up the equation for me. 14. Go ahead. The sine of what? Yep. Is equal to opposite side over the hypotenuse. Yes. And we've been solving these for the past day now, so hopefully we don't have an issue when we cross multiply. And it says to the nearest foot. So how many feet are we going to have to walk to get to Big Al's house? 8. How many feet when you're ready?
457.28 feet. Oh, okay. 457.
Yep. Hopefully you guys are realizing too this unit, we're kind of getting out of the whole simplest radical form in this, but you still got to pay attention to those rounding directions. We okay? Basic one, because now we're going to get a little creative. There we go. Shipmate set a boat to sail exactly 27 degrees northeast from the dock. After traveling 120 miles, the ship realized one job. Misunderstood the directions of the captain. He was supposed to go directly east. Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. How many miles will the shipmate have to travel directly south from where he is directly east of the dock? Ooh, wow. Have to travel directly south before. All right, so where are we looking up here? Identify the side we're going to be looking for. If I need to find, have to travel directly south, so he's directly east of the dock. So I'm looking basically, everyone, from here to here, we need to travel south. That's what I'm looking for there. $17, I had given you 27 degrees, the acute angle to go by. What's the side I'm looking for then? That's my opposite side. And how about the 120 miles you traveled in the wrong direction? That's hypotenuse. With those two, I can use what ratio in my equation? 21. Not here? 9. Which ratio can I use? Sine ratio. Sine. Somebody set it up. 21. Yep, great job. How about 6? Sine of what? Oh, you don't. Go ahead, Gray. I'm not going to. And I kind of like you too, so I'm not going to bust your stones on that. Number 9, because I could have a field day. 9. Whoa, whoa. Sine of what first there? X over 120. The other reason why I won't make fun of you, Grace, is because sooner or later it's going to happen to me this year. It happens once a year to me, where I lose my voice, and that's it. That's a good time. That's a good day. Cross multiply. We're going nearest mile. Nearest mile. $11. What do you have for me? Nearest mile. 54 miles. And part B. How many extra miles does the shipmate travel by going in the wrong direction compared to going directly east? Well, first of all, we already know how many miles he goes in the wrong direction. What do I need to add up to find how many he goes in the wrong direction? 120 plus the 54 we just found. He did, let's see, what do we have? 174 miles in the wrong direction. What about traveling just directly east, which he should have? A couple different ways we could find this now. I don't know. How do we figure it out? How do I figure out that one right there? Okay, I could do Pythagorean theorem. I could also say, if that's 27, what's this side? Adjacent and hypotenuse. So I could go adjacent and opposite now that I know this. We have multiple ways. You and your group decide which way you want to do to find that east one. Okay, so going directly east, whether you use Pythag, whether you use sine, cosine, or tangent, Directly east. Now, this number here is not our, is this number going to be our final answer? No. Why do I ask that? Don't round it. Don't round it yet. Okay, you may get thrown off by a tenth or two. All right, what do we end up with for going directly east? 7, what do you end up going with for directly east? Just make sure. 68?
Well, I kept the full number for number A, like
Okay.
all the decimals.
No, are you giving me this distance or are you giving me the final answer? No, I just want this distance. I just want going east. That's all I want. Going east. Okay, how did you do it? Okay, we may get different answers here. All right, because Jasmine, do your number again. 106 point what, and she did cosine. I'm looking at my calculator screen and I did Pythagorean theorem and I got 107.16. Yes, no? Okay, that's fine. Once we subtract it though, it should all come out to be the same answer though. Okay, so that's okay. All right, depending on how you did it. So go ahead again, 106. There you go. Extra miles. 174 minus your answer from the second part. And we end up with, to the nearest mile, 67 miles. Saved. Questions there? A little, not too complicated, but just a little extra there on part B. I haven't lost anybody yet because this next one's a doozy. We all good? Here we go. Next one. Some of you are looking at the diagram and you see an issue right off the bat. I don't have any right angles there. So there's no way you're going to find that missing side for me. Hills and Sass, Pythag, nothing. Nothing I can use. It's not even a right triangle. I think they're just telling you, Teddy, that's the actual angle they're talking about. They're not congruent. All right. So everyone see the predicament we're in. We don't have right triangles. We could make some, though. Yeah, let's use our vocab. What could I draw in that forms right angles? I could draw an altitude in, yes. Now, be careful, though. When you draw the altitude in, it does not bisect that 99 degrees. Unless the triangle was isosceles or equilateral, which it's not. So it does not bisect that. Okay, so now I do have a right angle. Can you find these two angles now? They're not the same, but can we find them? You could find them if you wanted to. It's not needed, all right, but you could. Do you have a plan now? Because I am not going to be able to find that full side just using one sine, cosine, or tangent. I'm going to have to add them, find them separately. So I can call that piece X and that piece Y. And yes, Paige, once again, I'm going to add them together. Okay, I am not going to round anything to the end. So let's take the triangle to the left now. Going right up to the bell. 5, number 5. What's the 4.04 in this right triangle? Hypotenuse. And if I'm using the 39 degrees, what's the side X here? Adjacent. So let me ask somebody new. Number 1. You know what I'm going to use, Meg? I know you weren't here yesterday, but if I have the adjacent cosine. So I'm going to do the cosine of 39 equals adjacent over hypotenuse. Solve, don't round. And then it looks like also on the other triangle, I'm also going to use cosine, but not 39. Use it with 42 and 3.85 as the hypotenuse. And then use those non-rounded answers, add them both up, and then round to the nearest hundredth at the end here. Keep it going. Still got 45 seconds to rock and roll.